The first time I saw him, he was making dandelion chains. Her name was Lena, a girl with curious eyes and a laugh that carried like wind chimes. His name was Elias, a boy who loved to sketch shapes into the dirt with a stick, always pretending he was drawing maps to hidden treasures. At first, our friendship was just the sound of voices drifting over the fence. We depress our ears to the gaps and tell each other secrets. Which teacher scared them the most? Which star in the night sky they thought was theirs? When the days grew long and hot, we played a game, passing small notes folded tight through a loose board near the bottom of the fence. Sometimes just silly drawings, sometimes riddles, sometimes words we didn't yet know how to say out loud. Then one summer evening, as the sun melted into gold, Elias pulled away one of the loose boards. Suddenly, we could see each other's faces clearly, not just eyes through cracks, but smiles, blushes, and the way our hands fidgeted when we were nervous. From then on, the fence became less of a wall and more of a window. We were only children then, discovering the world together through the spaces in our fences. There were shouts of glee as we traded snacks, scraped knees, and shy smiles when our parents waved from the other side. Summer evenings were filled with the buzzing of insects and the clink of glasses as our mothers would join us, sharing stories and laughter over the chipped wood. But as the years passed and the seasons shifted, the fence took on a different feel. The gaps in the boards no longer felt like windows to another world, but more like cracks in our own. As we grew, so did the space between our lives. Different schools, different friends, different worries. Yet, in quiet moments, we still found ourselves meeting at the fence. Lena would bring him the flowers she pressed between book pages, while Elias would give her his clumsy little sketches. It wasn't always easy. There were fights, hurtful words tossed over the fence like stones. But even when anger separated us, there was a part of me that still leaned against the wood, waiting for the day we could build bridges instead of walls. One crisp autumn evening, the air alive with the scent of fallen leaves, we sat on opposite sides of the fence. A comfortable silence settled between us, the kind that speaks volumes without a sound. I traced patterns on the rough wood, my fingers lingering on the spot where our hands had fit together perfectly as children. "Do you remember when all we had was this fence and the world seemed so big?" I asked softly, my voice echoing the loneliness I felt. He nodded, his gaze distant. "I remember thinking you were the other half of me," he whispered back, his voice raspy with emotion. A bittersweet laugh escaped my lips. "And now look at us. The world is still big, but we're not so sure if we're meant to be halves of a whole." There was a long pause, the only sound the rustling of leaves in the wind. Then Elias spoke, his voice barely audible. "What if we are the whole?" My head snapped up, hope flickering within me. "What do you mean?" He hesitated, then his voice grew stronger. "What if it's not about being halves anymore? What if we're the whole?" His words hung in the air, a melody that resonated deep within my soul. Could this weathered fence, this silent witness to our growing up, be the place where our paths intertwined once again? Was this our beginning or merely an ending? Would you like me to expand this into a longer story that follows them as they grow older, perhaps into teenage years and beyond? Or keep it as a short, childhood-centered tale?